One, welcome to Playwright with TypeScript end-to-end automation testing training session 2. In today's session, we will try to cover couple of important topics from TypeScript. So in the first session, we already understood what is TypeScript, what is the key difference between JavaScript and TypeScript, what are the key features, what are the advantage limitations, how to start our journey in the TypeScript world, how to do the setup, like the VS Code ID, npm, Node.js, how to create the first file and project. After that, we also learned about the different variables like the let, var, and constant variable. Along with that, we started learning the data types, and we have almost already covered the 7 primitive data type yesterday's session or last session. So in today's sessions, we will try to cover a couple of very important key topics from the TypeScript. Like we'll cover the special types in TypeScript, the important string method in TypeScript, the important TypeScript operator, conditional statement where we'll try to cover if, else, nested if, if, and switch statement. Then we'll try to cover the different TypeScript loop like for, while, and do while loops, and the importance of the break and continue statement in TypeScript. Then we will cover the TypeScript function, so where we will start understanding the TypeScript function along with the void functions, the function with returning value and without returning the value. So in the last sessions or session 1, you already discussed about the data type and the 7 primitive data type covered, and also high level have discussed about the special type in TypeScript. So in TypeScript, special type is nothing but which will be having the specific behavior in the type system. So TypeScript include several special type, primarily for any, unknown, void, and never, that have specific behavior in the type system. These types are used in various scenarios to handle cases where the type might not be known in advance, or when user need to work with JavaScript primitive in the type safe way. So we'll first discuss about the type special type any. So the any type is the most flexible type in TypeScript that essentially allows user to opt out of the type checking for a specific value or variable. It is used when the type of a value is unknown at compile time, when working with dynamic data, or when migrating an existing JavaScript code base. The any type is mostly used when the variable value type is uncertain and unpredictable to avoid crashes. User can assign values of any other type. It can be string, boolean, object, number to it without the compiler raising an error. So what is the requirement of the any special type primarily? So whenever we do not know that what data type might be there, or might be same field or same variable might be holding different data type, so that type we can define any, so that we can store anything, object, string, number, boolean, etc. Think about that specific data value where you do not know whether it's a string value or some number value or the boolean value. So those kind of area we can try to declare the any special type. So let's see the implementation. So in the same project, TypeScript training, right, Feb 2026 batch, February 2026 batch, I've created a new file, day2's file. Here I will try to define something called let, say a variable call, I can give it called data. Okay, it can hold any type, and so that I can give colon. That is the way we can give it. I can give here any, and I can give some value also at that initial time, maybe 30, and I can end with colon or without colon. That is fine. So what we are doing initially, defining as a number data types. Okay, then we can do console dot log, try to print it out, the variable data. That is fine. Now what we can do, we can try to, what we can do, we can try to define this data variable now later to any other data type, because we have defined any, so it can hold anything, right, the primitive or other data type, right, or non-primitive also. So I can give something called value called say TypeScript. So it is a string. Okay. So here you could see there is no error, right? No error is coming. No error, but holding string data type. Now similar way I can try to print it. Now again if required I can try to go for other way like boolean or object I can go ahead. So that is the way. So we'll go with the boolean. So data I can go with say true or false. I can go with false. Boolean only hold two data types. So held and holding boolean data type. Okay, now we can go ahead with the same way. So there is no error. So initially what we did, we have defined as a let variables and data is the variable name, and we are defining any, which is the special type in TypeScript. Right, out of this there are four category: any, unknown, void, and never. Now if we save the code and we will try to run it, there will be no compilation error, no runtime error. So this node space day to the file name .ts. Now you could see the output is coming. Initially the data 30, then TypeScript, which is nothing but the string, and third one is false, which is nothing but the boolean. So that is the way I can deal with this any type special data type. Now let's comment out this part. So that is the way I can comment multiple line. The first session we already discussed. Now we'll go for the second one, special type called unknown type. So unknown is pretty much similar with any, but couple of differences there. In TypeScript, the unknown type was introduced to primarily represent values whose type is not yet known or is intentionally being kept unspecified. It provides a safer alternative to the any types by requiring type checking before performing operation on values of type unknown. It can hold a value of any type, but unlike any, user cannot perform any operation on the unknown variable or access its property without first narrowing its type using the type check or assertion. That's the problem. We can do it. After that, in case we want to use it for the longer time, right, we cannot use it. That is the primary difference between unknown or any. Otherwise, mostly same. Okay. So what we'll do, we'll try to do here same way. So I will try to copy the code here. Here instead of that, I will try to give something called unknown. You can go on mute, please. And then here I will try to define one more variable. Okay, so this is the way I'm just giving unknown instead of that any. Apart from that, in case we want to go with some array, right, we can also do it. So what we will be doing, data, I can try to define some array equal to, I can, this is the way I can define array like 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We will discuss later array, we'll learn it later, that's fine. So what we can do now, we can similar way, you can print it out again. But now if I want to access a particular value, right, from this array, we need to give the indexing. I can try to give the indexing. The indexing will start with 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Now if we try to run it, it will be giving me the output, right? 30, same way. Initially we have already defined 30. Okay, then we are defining JavaScript, TypeScript, then we are defining Boolean, then we are trying to create an object of array. So it is also printing out. Then we are trying to access a particular element from the array. There are 5 elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So zeroth index is nothing the one, first index is 2, second index is 3, third index is 4th, and fourth index is 5. This is the element. We will be discussing array in the upcoming session. So that is the way we can deal with the unknown data type. Now we'll discuss the other two data type. So we discuss about the any and we discuss about the unknown. Now let's try to discuss about the void and never data type. So void data type, void special types is nothing similar to whenever in case you already use like Java language, you already see the void like public static void main, or in case you are creating a method, right, you can make it void so that what will die, it will not returning any value. So similar also, Similar to language like Java, void is used where there is no data. For example, if a function does not return any value, then user can specify void as return type. Today we'll discuss the function, you will get more clarity. It primarily used only for specific to functions that perform an actions or have side effects such as logging to the consoles or updating a state rather than producing a result. So I will just high level discuss how to create a function, because in today's session, in the later part, you'll be understanding how to deal with the functions or method, right? So in TypeScript, how you can create a function? So we need to use the function word. Then I can give any function name. Better just simply I will give a function called test, right? Here we can try to pass some variable like called data, and the type of the variable I can define called string. Then here I can try to give that overall return type of the called void. Okay. Then similar way I need to give that output second this square bracket, so that here I can try to give the body. And then similar way I will try to give console.log. It will be returning the what is the data. That's fine. So what we are doing, no like void is nothing but no return statement or an empty return statement. So JavaScript implicitly returns undefined, but TypeScript enforces the void type. So that is the primary difference between TypeScript and JavaScript. JavaScript implicitly returns undefined, but TypeScript enforces the void type. Now, if you want to call the function, so what we need to do, right? It is a void type. So what we need to do, if we want to, let's call the function, whatever created, test function. So how can I do it? Simply call that function name test, and here I can try to pass anything data called called TypeScript programming language. That will be fine. You can end with colon or right semicolon, or that's fine, or not. It will work still. Now you can run it. You could see it is coming. So void means there is actually no return type like data type. Basically, that is called return type. Means any data type, but it is void. So it is a special type in the TypeScript. So this is the first three type, special type in TypeScript. We discuss about any, unknown, and void. Now last special type we'll try to discuss it, which is nothing but the never, which is very very rarely used. Okay, so the never type represents a set of value which indicates something that will never occur. Name itself suggesting never, right? Which will never occur, very very limited time it will occur, like that, rarely occurred. It is primarily used to denote functions that do not return to their caller nothing but the functions that throw an error or run in an infinite loop. Couple of loop you already seen, there might be infinite loop. So this kind of area where you can try to use never special type, or sometime like never can be used for ensuring exhaustive type checking in the conditional block. Now let's use see the usage of the never. So what I'll do, let's comment it out. Similar way here we'll try to create a method, whatever we can do it. Here we will not pass any argument, simply we will just try to create the method, and here we'll be using never. And here what we'll be doing, we can try to give some conditions so it will go for some infinite loop. Okay, so while true, uh, console.log, I can try to print anything. Here data will not work because we need to give within the double quote called uh, infinite loop function, like that. Now what I can do, I need to just simply call it. So no need to pass, because there is, in this method there is no argument. So similarly here also I cannot put any argument. So simply that is the way I can do it. Now if you just try to run it, you could still go in the infinite loop, right? It is running. So you need to forcefully stop it. So that is the area where you can like use the never. So how you can stop it? Control C. Automatically that this kind of problem will be solved. Even sometime you are running, it is not properly way, you can use Control C from your keyboard. So that is the way you can stop your execution. Okay, especially sometime in whenever you'll be dealing with the Playwright, you'll be seeing that sometime like page is not getting loaded, right? It is already getting failed, or it is taking time to load some browser and other stuff. So those kind of stuff during running, in case you are forcing this kind of issue, what we can do, you can try to just press Control C forcefully so that it will stop the execution. Okay, so this is the different four types, special types I have tried to cover today. The first one is any, where we can hold anything, like it can be any data, it can hold object, like or any primitive data type it can hold. Unknown is similar, but the main thing is that it can hold the value of any type, but unlike any, user cannot perform any operations or an unknown variable or access its property without first narrowing its type using the type checks or assertion. Void is nothing but especially it's used in the functions or methods, right, where like it will not return anything, okay, primarily, and never primarily used to denote the function that do not return any kind of that do not return proper value to the callers. Sometimes we can use in the functions whenever there is a probability of that error might be throwing on, it will run like it will go for an infinite loop. So this is the way this kind of four special type in the TypeScript we can use it. I will take a pause. Anybody any doubt? Are you good? Okay, then we'll go. Okay, then we'll go to the next part. We'll start with the strings method. So yesterday or in the session one, we already discussed about the all data type including string. So string is nothing but a sequence of like alphabet, number, and special characters. Okay, it can have contain numbers, it can have alphabets with the uppercase, lowercase, along with special all kind of character, right? Ampersand, right? Percentile, everything, any kind of special character, right? First square brackets, curly brackets, all this part. Okay, so a TypeScript string is zero or more character written inside quotes. Even the right zero character also can be a string. It's a right null string primarily. Okay, and string we can define in single quote or double quote or by using backstreaks. Means nothing but the tilde sign. Okay, that is the way we already seen how to define the string. So you can use also string class where you can also try to define it. So we can use template literal, that is called whenever we are calling about the backstick, it is nothing but the called string literal. So template string or the string enclosed in the backstick, just like this sign, right? Tilde sign, it is called tilde sign. This is the template string, we can give it like that way. That is the way you can also define the string, either single quote or double quote. In Java, right, in the if you are declaring something single quote, it will be char variable data type, right? Double quote is string. But here, TypeScript, we can use either single quote, both the sides, or double quote, or this backstick. So templates will allow single and double quote inside a string. So that is the beauty. Within the particular string literal, with the backstick, we can use the single quote and double quote inside the string. String can also be defined as object with the keyword new, right? With this string. So in a string, user can either use single quote or double quote. However, it is recommended to use double quotes. It is illegal to mismatch quote in a string. For example, this one, right? In the starting, I have used single quote and the ending double quote. So it will not work. Here also starting double quote and ending single quote. It will also not work. Like so, this will be throwing the error. So user can use quote inside a string as long as they do not match the quote surrounding the string. So this is the example. Also, you can give a try, right? You could see we're starting with the single quote, and here also there is a double quote string available and ending with single quote. That is also possible. So let's try to see uh, one or two implementation of the string. So let's use the string, say s equal to, and definitely we need to give the type. Okay, sorry, let variable name, let s colon string, and I can give anything, right? Either single quote or double quote equal to, or even multiple quote also, right? Say learn programming language called, again I can give something called TypeScript. See what will happen, and then I can try to print it out. So that is the I can also do it. Okay, you could see this particular double quote is there. That is the way within the single quote double quote I can use single quote or double quote. It is not, this is a valid one in TypeScript. Here I can completely remove bit part, that is also fine. Then it will not come. This is also fine. But here one side if you use double quote and one side if you use double quote, it will be throwing the error. It should be either both the side double quote or both the sides single quote. And string literal part I also already discussed. Nothing but the string literals. We can also do it using this particular backstick sign. So this will be valid also within double quote. So this is also perfectly working fine. Now we will try to understand about the very key important string method. In Java, there is a lot of string method available in the string class. Similarly, here also there are different string method available. Pretty much couple of are pretty much similar to Java also. Okay, and JavaScript and TypeScript, all the string method are very common. There is no much difference. So we'll try to understand about the couple of important methods, primarily dealing with the string, the length, which will be giving you the length property, the length of the total string. In case your word is called A, B, C, D, what is the length? Like 4. A is the 0th index, B is the first index, C is the second index, and D is the third index, right? Concat, we can try to join two or more string. To uppercase to lowercase, we can try to convert all the strings words to upper or lowercase. Caret, it will return the character at a specified index or positioning in a string. Index of, in case the word is A, B, C, D, I can give that, I can try to validate that, see which index it belong to, right? In case it is a matching, it will be trying to give me the index, the okay. Or in case it's not matching, that particular thing is not there in any of the index, returning -1. Slice is nothing similar to the substring in Java, right? From a given string, I can try to get the substring using the slice method. So to extract a part of a string and return the extracted part in a new string. It takes two optional parameters, start index and end index. Start index determine where the extraction will begin, including the element at that index. End index specifies the index before which the extraction ends, excluding the element at this index. That is the difference. When we start index, like including the element where the index is starting, but for the n index before the extraction, excluding the element at this index. So both parameter can use negative number to intimate an offset from the end of the sequence. If the start index is omitted, extraction begins at the index 0. If n index omitted, slice extract until the end. We'll see the implementation. Replace is nothing. In case suppose say you are already having, suppose say okay, learn JavaScript, you want to replace JavaScript with TypeScript, you can try to do it in a page, right? We are already having some word, I want to replace it, so simply I'll be using it called replace. Split is nothing, it will split the string into an array of substring. Includes, with the includes I can identify search kind of stuff, right? I can easily do that if the particular word or particular value is there in the particular right page or the particular string. Okay, repeat, in case I want to repeat particular stuff in number of time, I can use the repeat. It returns a string with the number of copies of a string. End will start with, if I want to validate that that particular string is starting with this word or ending with this word, it will giving you the true or false. In case matches, it will giving you true. In case non matches, it will giving you the false. Then trims, primarily sometime we can have the strings where we can have the leading spaces, white space or the trailing white spaces, not in the middle part. So I do not want to use those leading spaces or trailing spaces, so I can use simple trim, so it will remove from both the side the white spaces or the like the unintended unwanted spaces. Whereas trim start, it will only remove the starting spaces, and trim end will only remove the ending spaces. Now let's try to see the different methods in the practical part. So we already defined some string, like this string is fine. Now what we'll do, we'll try to go one by one. Like we'll try to first okay, get the length. Okay, so what we'll be doing, you can copy it, and here I'll be doing dot length. That will be fine. Length I can do it. Then what I can do, I can change it to upper case. You could see to upper case. Then I can change it to lower case. Then what I can do, I can try to see the char at. Okay, char at. Maybe suppose 8 character. What is there? Char at 8th position or 9th position or any position you can give it. Then I can try to do something called index of. Okay, what is the suppose the p part, the first one. Multiple p might be that will give you the first one. So index of for this p, right, which is the index of, I need to give this bracket, I need to within the double quote, I need to give the p, so it will be giving me the index exactly, exact case sensitivity. Then if I want to do something called slice, okay, so slice, you could see here you can give something called starting index, sorry, start index and end index. So in case you are giving something called slice called 5 to 15, you can give it, or you can simply use that slice where you can give the starting index. So that is also possible, is dot slice, so that it will go for the end part fully, right? So you can no need to give that n index, so I can start with 10, so it will be giving the full thing. Then I can try to use the split, so it will try to split me, dot split. Let's see this part first now. After the remaining thing, we'll try to see an implementation. Now let's run it for now. Okay, you could see the first one is simply coming. This learn programming language TypeScript. Okay, what is the length total number? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 37 is coming, right? Here it is giving me upper case, sorry, my bad, I need to give this bracket, then only it will work. Now let's run it once more time. Yeah, you could see it is converting to uppercase properly. All word is uppercase, all word to lowercase here. Now you could see character 8, where what is there? It is the 0th position, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. O is coming. Now what is giving? Okay, P. Which position is there? It is 0th position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. P is coming. P is 6th position. Now, okay. What we are trying to slice? Okay, 5 to 15. So you could see 0 1 2 3 4 5, it will exclude the 5, then it will start from 6 actually. That is the thing I already mentioned here, right? Whenever we are using slice, the indexing start index part, it will just start index including the element at that index. N index specifies the extraction n. Okay, so that is the way it is starting with P. Okay, the fifth index, that is the way it is starting, right? 0 1 2 3 4 5, space is including here, that is the reason it's coming as a space. Okay, let's give it to 6 so they can easily understand. The space part will remove then, na, because space is also coming, it is starting with the that exact index. Now you could see the P is coming because you've given 6. So 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14, not 15, it is including till coming as 14. Now here the next one, we started with 10, so from 10 whole part will be coming. Okay, and split is not happening because I need to use this method split. Okay, see what's the problem. Split, no, split, how I want to split it, I need to give it, right? Here I want to split suppose with the space, right? So that will be work. In case you want to split with comma, right, in case you want to split with something other way, that is also we need to give it for the split. You could see now it is splitting with the space whenever there's a every space, right? This is the character, so this is the same thing, right? blank thing, right? One one. Every word it is kind of splitting. So this is the couple of stuff you can go ahead. Now what are the other stuff we can do? We can try to use includes. So what we can do, we can try to use includes another couple of stuff. Concat. So here what we can do includes. Okay. Include means any of the word if including, it will be giving you the true. Otherwise, it will be giving you the false, right? That is the Boolean value it will be giving. Suppose I want to say whether this particular programming word is there or not. So what I can do, I can include, and again I can give this that word within the double quote. That is a string. Then what I can do, I want to repeat it, right? That same thing again and again and again, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, I can do it. Then what I can do, I can use calling the method called dot repeat, and here I can give that how many number of time I want to repeat it for 3 times. So that is the I can do it, repeat. Okay. Now I can define one more string called let s1 colon string equal to set test, right? Now what I can do, I want to concat, right, these two string. So what I can do, string s dot concat, and here I can give the other string. How I can concat? I can concat with some space, right? So where I can give uh, space, this is the space, then I can give the comma, then s1, the new string. So that is the way I can concat it. Now let's create one more string where you can give some spaces, call s2, okay, and give some space simply, okay, uh, trim string, trimming test, and you can give something else the white space at the end. Now if you want to simply print out, that will be work. And now if you want to just trim it, so you could see that particular thing will be just remove the white spaces, leading and trailing white space will be removed. Now let's run it again. Now see here, okay, true. What is include the programming? Repeat 3 times. You could see same thing. Learn programming language TypeScript. Here it's repeat 3 times. Okay. Now this one is concatenated, right? Learn programming language, then it is concatenated by test with some this space. If you do not give the space, it will be simply concatenated. Now we are trying to create one more string where there are lot of white space and ending spaces is there, right? Okay, lot of white space and ending spaces is there. So now I want to use the trim method. So both the leading and trailing white space will be removed. In case you are using trim start, it will be only removing the white space from the start. In case you are using trim end, it will be just ending all the white spaces from the end. So you can also do it. Dot uh, trim start. There is a method called there. You could see trim start. So here you need to call it this method. That is the way I need to call it. Dot trim end. So again, if you run, this part will be only trim. Okay, here white space is there and trim end only after white space will be there. Okay, so leading and trailing. Trim start is leading white space removing. Trim end is removing the the trailing white spaces, and trim will remove completely all the white spaces from the starting or the ending or leading or the trailing. So this is the couple of important methods like we can use especially for the string operation. There might be couple of more, but this is the very commonly used, that to get the length of the string, converting to join one or more string, to convert to uppercase or lowercase, we can use two uppercase or two lowercase. We can try to get the caret, right? We can try to get the indexing, right? Exact indexing. In case not match, it will give you the -1. Slice, where you can try to get the substring, where you can either give the start or end index. In case we are like not giving the end index, it will be starting from the start, but start index, it will start from that particular index. End means -1, that will exclude. Replace, it will try to replace the particular word, like I did not call any replace. Let's call the replace. Okay, so you can get to know how the replace will work. Okay, here I can try to call that replace. Okay, replace all also you can do it. Here, what is the way I can replace it? Say um, start with, end with also you can use that. The particular part is there or start with, end with. Replace, here I can see what is the way I can replace it. See, okay. So here already they are called TypeScript. So let's try to replace this TypeScript to JavaScript, right? So that is the part I can do it so easily. So replace the first part what you want to use, and then with which you want to replace. Say within the double quote you can give, and then you can give the comma, then here you can give the new part. Instead of TypeScript I can go with the JavaScript. Then here I can go ahead that. Similarly, I can use the start with or end with to check whether the particular string is starting with learn. In case it is a work, that will be good. In case a particular string is ending with TypeScript, so that is the way you can use the start with or end with. Similarly, just like here we have, okay, we did not use. Let's use it. The start with or end with. So what do we need to do? We need to just call that start with, and here you need to give exactly what value. Say what we defined learn. So in case it's matching, it will be giving me the true or false. In matching is true, or in not matching is false. Now here we can try to go with end with. Okay, what is that script, right? That what is there? It's called script. Now see, it will in case matching, it will be giving me the true. Otherwise, it will false. So you could see. Okay, it is replacing or not. Okay, see, it did not save. Look like. Let's see. Okay, we are trying to do it S2. Sorry, it should be S. The first one we are trying to do. Yeah, you could see now what is happening. Learn programming language JavaScript, because we are trying to replace TypeScript with JavaScript. Now it is start with is giving me true. Why? Because it is what is starting with learn and ending with script, right? So that is the reason both are giving me true. But in case you are giving something wrong, okay, call learn one, okay, and skipped one, so it will be giving me the false because that is not matching. Okay, you could see this coming with false. So replace, it will replace completely, right, a part of the string. Split, it will be split the string into an array of substring. Include, where we can try to validate that like particular string is containing specified substring or the right string or not. Repeat, it will try to return the number of copies of a string. End with start, we can try to validate that whether the starting or ending part is matching exactly or not. Trim, especially we can any kind of white space leading or trailing or the starting or ending we can do it. Whereas trim start will only remove the starting and white spaces, and trim end will only just remove the trailing white space or the ending one. So this is the important string method we can right primarily use. Okay, there might be couple of more, but this is the very common one we'll be using in our mostly in the programming. Anybody any doubt? All good, guys? Okay, cool. Okay, fine. So we'll now understand about the different operators we can perform on the different variables. Okay, so TypeScript provides couple of important operator. Before that, let's try what is operator. So TypeScript's operator are special symbols or keyword which primarily perform different operation on one or more operands. Operand is nothing but the values, right? So TypeScript operator are primarily used to perform different type of mathematical and logical operation. An operator might be unary if it is only single operand. An operator can be binary in case it is having two operands. So there are a couple of important category of the operator we can use it in TypeScript, like arithmetic operator, comparison operator, assignment operator, logical operator, ternary operator. There might be couple of more also, but we'll be discussing about these five operator: ternary, okay, logical assignment, and these two, arithmetic and comparisons. So arithmetic operators are primarily user can use arithmetic operators to perform important arithmetic operation like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, to find the modulus, okay, to go for the exponentiations or increment or decrement. Whereas comparison operator, we can check the equality, like loose equality, where only the value, and like strict equality, where you can it just validate the equal value of the type, equal triple equal to sign, and double equality is nothing but the loose equality. Not equality, not loose equality means only the value, okay, and not strict equality, inequality, it is called inequality. Loose inequality is only value checking, and strict inequality, it will not equal value or not equal type also. Greater than, less than, greater equal, less equal, these are the different card we can use, we can in the comparison operator. Now in the assignment operator, we can try to assign some value, we can add or assign, subtract assign, multiply assign, divide or assign, and remainder and assign, on exponential and assign. And logical operator, primarily important three thing we can do it, where we can try to do the logical and or not. So let's see the one of the important one by one. So we'll try to go with the arithmetic operators. Let's go with that. So what we'll be doing, we'll be trying to create one or two variables. Let's create some variable, two variable I can go, like let I or a equal to say 70. Okay, here we can define the type also, colon number, you can give that semicolon end with, and b another one, and I can give the value called say 20, like that. Now what I can do, I can try to just do the different operations called a plus b, a minus b, a multiplication, division, then we can go the remainder using the percentile sign, uh, that will be good, and then I can use that one also, exponentiations. So what will be doing, say with this particular b, right, I will be going with the b star star 3. So means b multiplied by 3, 20 into 20 into 20 kind of stuff, right, the power sign. Okay, let's run it first. Okay, you could see first is 90, 70 plus 20, then 70 minus 20 is 50. Okay, 70 multiplied by 20, 1400, 17 divided by 20 is 3.5, and remainder is 10, and b, the 20 power 3 means 20 into 20 into 20 means 8000. Now we'll discuss about the two important operator called increment and decrement operator. So in the increment and decrement, there are two category. One is called post increment, one is called pre increment. So let's, whenever you are dealing with this one, pre increment, say a plus plus, and then again print the value of a, then like that, a plus plus. So what will be the output? So a plus plus means the, it is called post increment, means value will be printed out, after that next time the value will be there. Okay, that added value will be coming. So here it will be only giving you 70, but next time added value will be coming, it will be coming as 71. So that is called post increment. So after printing the value, after working with the value, then it will be incremented. This is called post increment. But for the b, let's go for the b. What is the value initial? 20. So what we'll be doing for the b, we'll be go with the pre increment, plus plus b. It is called pre increment. So output will be, it will be incremented by 1, then it will be printed. So it will be coming as 21. Here also 21, because it is also already stored value, it is coming. So this is the primary difference. Similar difference also, decrement also you can use it, minus minus, or then minus minus a or b a minus minus or b minus minus, like that way. So you could see this 21 and 21 both are coming. So this is called pre-increment. In the post-increment, value will be printed out and then it will be incremented and it will be stored. So next time if you use, it will be just incremented value. But for the pre-increment, value will be incremented first, then it will be printed out, and then same value will be stored. So that is the reason it's coming as 21, 21. So this is the way we can go with this uh, different arithmetic operations. Now we'll do about the different comparison operations. So let's comment out. Okay, so we have already two defined value. So what we will try to do, we will just, it will be comparison operation mostly giving me the true or false. So what we can do, we can use, okay, getter equal to, like that. Okay, uh, getter then less than equal to less than, and then we will try to equal to. Okay, means value and data type same. It is called strict equality. It is called loose equality, and here I can go with the loose inequality, and here I can go with the strict inequality. Let's run it and let's see what's happening here. This is the important operation we can do as part of the comparison operator. So here A is 70 and B is 20, so it is true. Here it is also true. Here it is false, it is false, it is false, it is false. Then it is true both. Why? Because the value is not same, so it is loose equality is already work, and inequality is working. Here strict equality also working because value is not same apart from the data type but same, right? So that is coming as true. Last two is coming as true. So this is the way you can deal with the different comparisons operator. Primarily equal to, loose equality, strict equality, loose inequality, strict inequality, greater than, less than, greater or equal to, and less than or equal to. Now we will go with the assignment operator. Assignment operator primarily used to assign value to a variable in TypeScript. So here we have used already plus plus, right, minus minus, p increment, post increment, all this stuff. Where we are able to only increment by one or all this stuff, right? But in case we want to increment by 5, multiply by 5, then how we'll go ahead? Okay, so what we'll be doing? I'll be just already given some value initially. Then what we'll be doing? A plus equal to. At the same time, I want to go with 10. Okay, like that. A is there. A plus equal to, like that. Yeah. Now, if you want to print out, it will be giving me the value. So you could see it is coming as 80. Why? 70 was there. I am trying to add 10. Now, if you giving a minus equal to, so what will happen? It will be 60, right? Then a multiplied, so it will be multiplied by 10, 700. A division, so it will be 7. What are the other part is there? Okay, we can remainder part also. We can use the remainder part percentile, so it will be 0 only because like 7, there is no remainder primarily if we divided 70. You could see it's 0. Okay, then what we can use, like say give this power sign. 70 is already there, power equal to give 2. So 70 into 70 means 1400, 4900. Yeah, you could see. So this is the way, this kind of like assignment operator we can use it. Primarily, normally assigning the value, add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign, divide and assign, remainder and assign, exponentiation and assign. The fourth assignment TypeScript operator we discuss about called logical operator. So user primarily use logical operator to perform logical operation on the different Boolean expression. Like logically not means just reversing the result. In case it's true, it will be just false. In case false, it will be true. Logically add means in case both the condition is meeting, both the condition is true, then it will be giving you the logic true. It will be using ampersand ampersand. And logically or means any of the condition is true, then you can go with the logically or. Right. So let's see. Okay, we already given the value called a equal to 70 or b equal to 20. So what we can do, we will try to go with the logically first, not logically not. Okay, so a value, what I can do use uh, this one logical operator. Okay, here I can give a greater than 60. Okay, so what will be happening? A greater than 60 is true, right? But logically not, it will be giving you the false. You could see it is coming as false. So that is the I can give logically not operations. Now here I can go ahead with the logically and. So a greater than 60, so it is true. Ampersand ampersand b greater than 30, so it will be false because b not greater than 30, right? So and I can use the logically or operations here. Anything is true, it will be giving me true. So these are the or sign. Okay, so it is logically not, it is logically and, it is called logically or. So the first one is false, second one is also false because 6a is greater than 60 but b is not greater than 30, so one condition is not true. So true and false equal to true, false. Here one is true, either is false, but anything, either any one is true, it is coming as true. So this is the reason it is coming as true. So this is the way logical operators we can also use it in our TypeScript program. The last operators we'll try to cover called ternary operators. Okay, so ternary operators condenses an if else into a single line. So either you can use the if else statement, so in case that if block is not working, it will go for the else part. Okay, but here using ternary operator, we can just try to write everything in a single line. This TypeScript ternary operator improves readability when making quick decision. So let's see the implementation. One very simple way. Let's define something called let. Okay, is um, I can give something called is voter, right? Whenever person's age is about 18 years age, then we can go with the voter. Okay, this is the variable here. I can do equal to. I can give something called age. Okay, first before that we need to define that variable. Okay, let's define let age, which is number, and I can give some value called 20. And here I can give age greater equal to okay 18. Then you need to use that question mark ternary operator, and here you can give that voter, and you can use colon or can cast vote. Here you can give the single cannot cast vote, like that. Then you can try to print out this variable called is voter or can vote, something called. So in a single line I am trying to check that right if and else condition. You could see can cast vote because the age is 20. Now let's give the age 10 and see how it's happening. So you could see cannot cast vote. So in a single line I'm trying to do it. So this is the ternary operator. But apart from these five key important operators, whatever we discussed, there might be one or two operators. But these are the very commonly used operator in the TypeScript. Nothing but the arithmetic operator for subtraction, addition, multiplication, division, all this stuff. Comparisons like loose equality, tight equality, loose inequality, tight equality, greater less than. Then we can go with the assignment operator. We can assign the value. We can add or assign, subtract, multiply, divide, or remainder assigns. Logically three operator, logically not, logically and, logically or, and the ternary operator. Okay, where it is very very single line, we can try to check the if and else condition instead of using the if or else loop. Okay, so I'll take a pause. Anybody any doubt? All good? Okay, cool, very good, thank you. Now we'll go with the conditional statement in TypeScript. So we already seen the ternary operator where we can try to go for the if else part. But that is the couple of area we can use it. But majority of the area, right, we should go with that different conditional statement in TypeScript. So mostly all the conditional statement is very very same way it behave, either is Java, JavaScript or TypeScript. So what is the conditional statement? So conditional statement primarily used to control the flow of the program and insert verification point and error handling. These are the control flow structure that enables program to execute different block of codes based on whether the specific condition evaluating true or false. So there are primary five conditional statements available in TypeScript or Java or JavaScript, same way only. If else, nested if else, else if or if else if ladder, and switch. So if statement is used only to specify a block of JavaScript or TypeScript or Java code to be executed if the condition is made or true. So if condition, then statement. But in case condition is false, what will happen? So the problem will be coming. That is there is an if else scheme. So in case your if part is not executed, then it will go for the else parts. But if, that is the drawback of if. And what this drawback if else scheme. So an if statement can be followed by an optional else statement. Else statement is used to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is not met or false. Okay. So let's see the implementation. So what we'll be doing, like I can give something called, okay, age number. Same way I can have the variable. Okay, here what I can do, I can again same way I can try to use first if if block only. If age getter equal to 18, then what will happen? Console.log. Same thing we'll try to implement, called person can cast the vote, can cast vote, and it should be within the single quote or double quote. That's all. Now let's see. Okay, give that 30 age, so that will be fine. So it will be true condition, so it will be work. So person can cast the vote, especially with the if. But in case condition is not matching, what will happen? So it will be giving you no result, right? Blank statement. You could see nothing is coming, no output. Because condition is not matching, your if part is completely ignored. So you need to surround with else. Here you can give something called else person cannot cast vote. Now it should work perfectly. Okay, person cannot cast the vote. So that is if and else. Now we'll see about the nested if else. Nested if else is nothing but the if else within a if else, right? If else within an if else. Suppose in case you are having a room, inside the room, in case you are having something like that, is called nested room. So it is a room inside the room. Similarly here, if else within the if else. So what we'll do, like we can know that in case person age is greater than 80, person can cast the vote. That's fine. But person sometimes cannot contest the election, especially if the parliament election in the Indian constitution, the person age need to be 25 to contest the election. They can cast the vote. So here I can try to give one more condition. If within the if age getter equal to 25, then what I can do, I can try to use this one. Okay. Person can cast vote and contest parliamentary election too. Here I can give the else. Person can cast vote but cannot contest election. So that is the way I can do. Okay. So now see what is the age 15. So it will directly first check the outer if else. So outer if is not working, so there is no point of going to the inner if else. It will directly go to the outer else. Now in case keep is 20. So what will happen? Outer if part is working, right? Here. Okay. But control will go from the outer if to the out in like inner if else. Now it's not inner outer if is not matching, so it will go for the inner else. So it is coming. Person can cast vote but cannot contest primary parliamentary election. Now if you give it 30, see, so outer if and then control will go to the outer inner if again. So you could see person can cast vote and contest parliamentary election too. So this is the way I can deal with this nested if else. Now the next one is called very important one, because here we can try to go with some specific condition. But in case my condition is many, then how I can deal with the nested if else or if else or if loop? It is not possible. So we need to use if else if ladder or else if statement in TypeScript. So the if else if ladder or else if statement in TypeScript is a control structure statement used to evaluate multiple conditions sequentially and execute a block of code corresponding to the first condition that evaluate to true. This structure is primarily useful when there are several possible code sets of action based on the different criteria. If none of the conditions are true, then finally last at the end, optional else block can be there and can be executed as a fallback. Now let's see the implementation of the like if else if ladder or else if statement in TypeScript. So in school, right, we can have different marks, and based on the mark, we can have the grading system. So let's try to do it. Let marks colon number variable, and here I can give any value called say 67 like that. Now what I can do, I can try to first give if the variable marks, okay, get up then equal to 30 and ampersand also, okay, marks variable less than 50 like that. So what I can do, I can try to say that console.log, okay, that person just passed, right? So grade, okay, just kind of average, and I can give something called grade D. Then here I can, what I need to do, I need to just instead of if, then I instead of else, I need to use else if second condition, else if. Then I can give marks getter equal to 50, okay, till 65. Okay, so I can mention good, grade C, then I can give again else if the marks getter equal to 65, okay, till less than 80. So it is very good. Get B, okay, else if again. Okay, for get up then equal to 80, it will be excellent till 100. So no need to give this 100 part. So I can mention simply getter equal to 80. Okay, it will be excellent. grade A. Okay, so that is the I can already mention something called from 30 percentile. But in case something is not valid data I'm giving something called like string value or maybe below 30. So what will happen? So it will go in the last else block. So at the last it will go for the else block. So this is called else. Instead of else if last it will go for the else block. So here I can mention that uh, fail and no grade or not graded, right? So that is the I can do. Now let's try to do see what's the value I've given. I've given 67. So what is the it will go? It will be covering between 65 to 80 range. So it is giving me grade free. Very good. Now in case you are changing to 37, so what will be happening? It will be going for the grade D because it is 30 to 50. It is grade D average. In case we are giving 87, so what will be happening? It will go for the grade A because above 80. Excellent, right? Okay. Now in case you are giving like called 17, so it is nothing. Not a single condition is matching. So it will go for the last final else because it is not graded or fail. So that is the I can try to use the if else if or else if ladder where I can try to go for multiple condition checking in case something is not matching all if or else if part not matching it will go for the final else. So it will execute this statement in case condition 1 is met here condition 1 otherwise condition 2 3 4 5 like that and finally else. So this is the way if else if ladder or else if statement work in TypeScript. So last conditional statement we will discuss about the which is the switch conditional statement. So switch is pretty much similar to else if, but it is more structured. That is the basic difference between the else if or switch. And apart from that, in switch I can try to use the break, so that break will control the switch statement. So switch statement in TypeScript is a control or JavaScript is a control flow mechanism that evaluates a single expression and execute code blocks based on an exact match with one or several case value. So I can have this case value very easiest way. It provides a cleaner, more readable alternative to a long chain of if-else if statement when comparing a variables against many possible or specific value. The case value must be unique. Case value cannot be duplicate. In case of duplicate, it will throw the error immediately, compiles error. Each case statement can have a break statement which is optional though, but when control reaches to the break statement, it jumps the control after the switch expression. If the break statement is not found, it will execute the next case also. I'll show you so that you can easily recall it. So default case statement specifies a block of code to run if none of the case value matching, just like the if else part. Na? Similarly, here it will be default for the switch case. So default case specifies a block of code to run if none of the case value match the expression's value. It acts like an else statement and can be placed anywhere within the switch block, although it is typically lost for readability. So this is the way you can do it. Switch expression case value statement break optional case value like that, and last I can go with the default, and last we don't need to give the break. So what I'll do, so same thing we will try to implement it. Okay, so here I'll be giving instead of that a string. Okay, this part we will try to do it. Uh, Same thing using switch in different way. So here what we'll be doing, we'll be using let grade. Okay, grade, here will be string, and I can give any value. Here we are giving the grade A, B, C, D. So I can give something called equal to like say B grade, and see how we can use the switch. Switch is the keyword. Then I can use the variable called grade. Then I can try to give the case here. Case, what are the case? A, B, C, D. This is the four primary case can happen. If you want to break it down more, A, B, C, D, E, F like that, you can do it. In case you want to break it here, 30 to 35, 35 to 40 like that, A plus plus B plus all this stuff you can also do it. Similar way I can also do it. Case A here, right? I can use single quote or double quote, that's fine. Here I can use case A colon. Here you need to use this syntax. Then you can use console.log average. A is excellent, right? That is the way I can try to do it. And then break. Now you can go with the case. So a case cannot be duplicate. Let's give the duplicate. You could see immediately error will be coming. Case cannot be duplicated. Yeah. Case should be unique here. So it should be big. Okay, very good. Then I can go with the other case. Case A is there. Case B, okay, it's fine. Case B I have given. Then I can give with case C. A, B, C. C is good. Then case D is called average. Then I can break. And here you can use default. The last one is nothing but the default. No need to give any case. It's simply default keyword. Okay. Here I can give something called no grade and no need to use the break because this is the end one. So that no need to use it. Now if you try to run it, see what's happening. Yeah, very good. Why? Because this is the case you have given, right? The value is given B. So it is matching here B. Now if you give to uh, like A, what will happen? Excellent. Now if you give anything outside this window called T, so what will be happening? It is called no grade. You could see no grade because that is not matching any case. Now see why in case we are commenting out or removing the break. Say removing comment out all the break. Okay. So break no need to use it kind of stuff. Okay. Now let's for this one, last one there will be no impact. Okay, because here there is no break and the last one is coming after that no code is there. But if you change it to A here, so what will be happening? It is matching with A, right? But there is no break, so it will again continue for the B, C, D, all this stuff. So that is the reason, though it's optional, we need to use the. You could see here, it's coming excellent, very good, average, all this stuff. Why? Because there is no break. Though condition is matching, it is not breaking here. It is still executing the other stuff. So that is the reason it is though it is not a mandatory, but still we should use the break so that as and conditional matching in the switch case, we can just try to stop the execution and we no need to proceed for the further one. That is not the way we need to want. We just want it. So conditional statement, all the conditions we can enclose, we can end with the break so that any condition is matching, we can break it. It will print it out after that remaining condition will not iterate. And finally, at the end, it will be default one where you don't need to give the break because this is the last one. Anyway, it's checking. So this is the way. This primarily 5 conditional statement. We can use it in the TypeScript world. The conditional statement primarily used to error handling and right to control the flow of the program, inserting the verification point. Primarily 5 conditional statement: if else, nested if else if or else if, and switch statement. Any questions? Any doubt? Are you good? Okay, cool. Now we'll go with the loops. So loops is very very important in any of the programming language, whether you are using JavaScript, TypeScript, Java, C Sharp, Python, any programming language. Mostly concept is same. Okay, so what is loops? Like primarily thing is that we want to iterate the same thing again and again and again based on the condition. So that is called loops. Okay, say suppose say like everybody need to go for the exam. There are 20 students. Okay, so that I can go in a loop, right? So that I can give the write question paper to everyone one by one by one by one. Okay, based on the sequence they are sitting or based on the roll number, right? So that I can give a loop so that everybody can get the question paper. So there may be situation when user need to execute a block of code several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by second, third, and so on. So programming language provides various control structures that allow for more complicated execution path. A loop statement allows user to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times. There are primarily three types of loops available in TypeScript. Okay, for, while, and do while. Other loop we'll discuss later. One more advanced loop is there. We'll be discussing later. So for loop, while, and do while. Whenever your number of iteration is fixed, you can go with the for loop. Suppose so you know that in your class there are 50 student is there, right? You can go with the for loop. Okay, that 50 everybody came, you can go with the for loop. But whenever you do not know, right, the number of iteration, okay, suppose you are going for a say any kind of prayer room or any kind of like mandir and other stuff, right? You do not know how many right devotees is there, right? So you cannot call, so you can go with the while or do while. So this kind of loop can be there. So whenever number of iteration is fixed, you can go with the for loop. Whenever number of iteration not fixed, you can go with the while or do while loop. Now let's first understand the for loop. So the traditional TypeScript for loop is a control flow statement that repeats the block of code specified number of times, making it ideal for tasks where the number of iteration is known in advance, such as iterating over an array using its index. For loop repeats a block statement for a specified number of times. A for loop whose number of iterations are determined, definite or fixed is termed as definite loop. This is the loop. The for loop is an implementation of the definite loop because you know that number of iteration. So what is the syntax? For start value, end value with colon, right? Semicolon, every increment or decrement operator and statement. Okay, let's see the implementation. So I want to print say 0 to 5. Think about that. So what I can do, I can use something called for, and here I can give something called let I colon number equal to 0 starting 1. I want to go with, or maybe 1, I can start with 1. So 1 to 5 I want to go. Then what? I less than equal to 5. If you want to go till 6, you can give it right less than equal to 6 or less than 7. That is also fine. Then I want to go with I plus plus in every increment. Then you can go with the console.log I. That is the syntax for the for loop. Now let's run. Let's see how it is happening. You could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming. Now if you give less than, it will be coming as I equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if you want to go the down, right, the different reverse way. So how you can do it? So here you can start with say 10. Okay. Here you can give something called I get up then equal to 5 means still 5 I minus minus. That is the only step you can do so that it will go 10 to 5, 10, 9, 8, 7, 5. That is the way you can go ahead with that. Now we can go with some nested loop just like the nested stuff you already seen. So what we can do nested or called row and column wise like different way we can go ahead. So what we can do, let like I equal to 1 till I equal to 3. Okay, so 1 to 3 I want to go. Then here I can within the loop I can give another loop. I can give another variable called for j. Okay, equal to 2. 1 to 2 I want to go, j plus plus. Here also it will be j. And here I want to print I concatenation some space plus j. That's all. It should be. Okay, here it will be bracket. It should be one bracket. Let's see. Okay, you could see for I outer loop. This is called outer loop. So it will be executed one. So for one, J is executed 1 and 2. You could see I 1, 1, 2. Again, I inner loop completed, outer loop control, go back to the outer loop control. So I incremented by 1 to 2. Now again, it is coming the inner loop for 2, 1, 2. And then again, going to the incremented here 3, last condition, it is 3, 1. So that is the way you can go with the like nested if for loop. Now we already deal with this number. Now think about kind of array. Okay, printing the array. So I can use the for loop to print an array element. So let's define some element called let animal, or let's variable name called PL, programming language, right? I can give it and string here. I can give, this is the way I can use the array. Here I can give equal to sign definitely as a string. So I can give the programming language here called Java, comma Python, comma TypeScript, comma JavaScript. Like that is the way I can do it. Now I want to print everything. So what I can do for, again same way, say for let I variable name I can give it equal to number. Then here what I can do, we can go with that PL here instead of that equal to I. It will be I less than what is the variable name PL dot length, right? What is the length? 4. So it is starting with 0. Here I can start with 0. Okay. So 0 to 4, 3 go na, because total length is 4. So in case you are going, so it will be good. And after that I can try to console print out what I can print it out. I can try to print it out this PL programming language with the every I. That should be good. Let's see. Yeah, you could see like Java, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript is coming. This is the programming language variable string. We have tried to use an right array where we are trying to given 4 element value. We are trying to iterate through the for loop starting with 0 and is going till length minus 1. So total value is 4. Means length is 4. So it is going 3 because starting with 0. That is the, in case you are adding one more element called say C++, that will be fine. There is no problem. No need to change anything. Just simply do it. So Java, Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, C++ is coming in the same order, whatever order giving. So that is the way you can deal with the for loop. Now we'll go with the while and do while loop. So mostly syntax will be mostly same, operate is same, but little bit different. So whenever you're going for the like iteration is not fixed, so you can go with the while or do while loop. But those are termed as indefinite loop because you do not know what you need to do, right? Your element size is not fixed or not definite. So an indefinite loop is used when the number of iteration in a loop is indefinite or unknown or indeterminate. While and do while loops are the best example for indefinite loop. TypeScript while loops repeatedly execute a block of code as long as specified condition remain true. It is an entry controlled loop, meaning the condition is checked first before the execution. In case condition is not met, it will not do anything. So what is the syntax? We can go simply here. First we can give the condition. Let say I can give with number again. Say we'll start with say 10. That is fine. Now I'll try to give the loop condition while I less than equal to 15. Then I can go with the condition. Condition I, and here I need to go I plus plus. That is the syntax. Little bit difference. I think it's going for infinite loop. So yeah, I equal to 10 while I less than equal to 5. Then console dot log of I. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. I plus plus will be inside the bracket here only. Think so. Let's see. It should be fine now. Yeah, you could see 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is coming. Now, in case condition is not matching, see you are giving I less than equal to say a 5. Then what will happen? Nothing will be output. Nothing. Could see nothing. So it will first check the condition, then it will work. So while loop do infinite conditions, but it will first check the condition, it will work. But but in case still you want to execute at least one time, though condition is matching or not. So what you'll be doing? You'll be using do while loop. Do, because name suggests do while. While means checking the condition. Condition not matching, nothing executed. Do while loop will be executing at least do first time before checking the condition. After that, check the condition. Nothing worked. After that, no. So one time it will be executed, though condition is matching or not. So TypeScript do while loop used to iterate a part of the program several times. If the number of iteration is not fixed, an user must have to execute the loop at least one. It is recommended to use do while loop. It executes the block statement at least one irrespective of the condition. First, the statement inside the loop execute and then the condition get evaluated. If the condition return true, then the control gets transferred to the do, else it jump to the next statement after do while. So just giving a simple example. Suppose say, okay, right, somebody you need to just reach to a particular society. Somebody gives society name called, right, maybe just any kind of society name they given. Okay, so what you can do, you are going to a society, okay, in the front gate. After that you find that whatever society name they given, their address is not same. Society name is fine, but address pin code is not same. So you will not start anything. That is called while loop. So you are not going and not visiting any of the flat, right? So you by yourself deciding, okay, that your address is not matching, pin code is not matching, all this stuff. Okay, but sometime you got confused. So what you can do? You can try to visit one flat members or one man on any of the like, or maybe security desk. So you are trying to execute at least once. After that, in case they are saying, okay, this is not the exact flat, maybe other way, maybe after 2-3 kilometer flat is there, so you can go ahead. So other remaining conditions you are not executing. So that is the do while loop. It will execute at least one, irrespective of the condition matching or not. So here initialization do statement and then while condition. So what will be there? Again initialization, then do, then statement, then increment or decrement, then condition last. So condition will be last. Here it will be do. I need to use do here. I think that's the syntax. Yeah, you could see 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 coming. Now change it to 5. So not a single condition is matching. So what will happen? Still it is executing only one time. 10. So this is the way we can deal with these three kind of loop: while loop, do while loop, and for loop. Now we'll see there are two important keyword available called continue and break. right, to deal with this kind of loop. Okay, so see how what is the best way we can handle, right, this loop control using these two keyword, the break and continue. Okay, so what is the these are the very two important keyword to control the loop primarily to do the execution. What is break? As and when condition is matching, immediately your loop will be terminated immediately from the condition itself. And continue means you want to skip any conditions. After that, you'll be again resuming. So I'm giving a very simple example. Suppose you are staying in society where there are 20 flat there. Only 20 flat, very small society. Okay. And you want to meet a person, or maybe you do not know, you want to enter society, there is no security, you can enter the society because you want to meet a person whose name say anything, ABC name, but you do not know his flat number. You know this is the society he stays. So what you can do, you can try to go for one flat, one by flat, and try to ask like that one by one, either from the bottom or either from the ground floor to the either from the top floor. But as and when condition is matching, what will do? You will not go for the other iteration because your condition made satisfied. So that's all. So here also kind of breaking. But think about the sim society where you are also staying and you want to invite everybody. Okay, but recently with two flat owner, you are having some issue, right? Literally having problem. So those two flat you do not want to invite for any kind of marriage or birthday celebration, all this stuff. So what you can do, you can continue whenever this condition is matching, you can skip and you can again resume the other flat. So that is the way out of 20 flat you can skip to and two flat and you can just go for the remaining 80 flat. That is the way continue what will be there. Let's see. So TypeScript provides specific loop control statement that alter the normal flow, execution flow of loop like for, while, do while. The main statements are break, continue, and the less common is label. Very rarely used. So loop control statement change execution from its normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that are created in that scope are destroyed. Okay. So when a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resume at the next statement following the loop. The TypeScript break is used to break loop or switch statement. So break can be also used with switch also you already seen. So it breaks the current flow of the program and specified condition. In case of inner loop, it will only break the inner loop and then control will go to the outer loop. So what is the way you can use it? So here we already using like that. Here, okay, so let's see if I equal to 3, then I can go with the break. That's all. Hopefully it should work. Let's see. Yeah, you could see 1 and 2 is printing. So we are trying to print 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, give something like that. Okay, but it is printing 1 and 2. Why? Because the condition I equal to 3 is matching, immediately is breaking the loop. So that is the way I can do the break. And here similar way I can use the continue. If I equal to 3, it will just skip that condition. Okay, sorry, continue, save it. Yeah, you could see 1 2 3 is getting skipped and again it's resuming from 4 5 6 7 8 9. Now if you want to give one more condition we have discussed na, so you can use I equal to 7. So this flat I do not want to invite, remaining I want to go. So like that, so it will be 3 and 7 will be skipped, 1 2 4 5, again 7 6 is there, 7 is skipped, 8 and 9 is coming. So this is the way you can use these two keyword, continue and break, to control the loop. But break also can be used in the switch case also to control the switch statement. Okay. Any doubt, anyone? All good? Okay, cool. So last part we'll be discussing for today's sessions, which is nothing but the functions or method. Okay. So we already seen how to create the functions, especially due to the void special types. Okay. So TypeScript function is nothing but the reusable block of code that takes input, processes it, and return an output. Strong typing makes TypeScript functions safer, reducing runtime error and improving maintainability. Whether user is defining functions, passing them as argument, or using asynchronous or await. So this is the asynchronous function we'll be discussing next session. So TypeScript ensures correctness. Uh, TypeScript ensures correctness through its type system. Functions help organize the code, promote efficiency through reuse. A function is an independent block of code that perform a specific task. So function can be with parameter, without parameter, with return type, with a return type, or void type, or asynchronous functions, or callback functions. Okay, another couple of functions I'll be discussing later. So today we'll be discussing with void functions and return value with a return value. Remaining part we'll be discussing in the next session. So see why we need to use the function. So say I will be using something called console.log. Okay, called learn TypeScript like that. Okay, I want to just do it for 5 times and run it. Okay, so learn TypeScript, you could see. But tomorrow requirement change. Okay, so they said that no need to learn TypeScript, learn JavaScript. So you do not know how many number of time it is there. So you can try to update. So maybe one or two pages you have tried to update. Okay, just try to update. Okay, so one passage you missed, and one passage instead of TypeScript you have mentioned like one. So that is the way you have did it. So think about that. Okay, so output is coming. You could see some problem is there because we human being we can do some mistake. We all human being we can do some mistake. So that is the reason. Instead of you even do not know how many number of times this particular line is there, because here everywhere it is mentioning that like you need to do it. Okay, so control replace also sometime you cannot rely exactly because JavaScript word might be there in the other way, right? Whenever there's a learn JavaScript and you want to replace it, so that is the you do not cannot do it. So we should go with the functions. How we can do it? Okay, let's create some very basic functions. We have already used this kind of functions, right? Say yeah, so this kind of functions called I can do it instead of I can just coding, right, comment it out, uh, all this part, and I can create a functions. Okay, here I can give the type called string instead of one, and I can try to, okay, function name called learn programming. Okay, return type I can make it void, and here I can try to give something called learn TypeScript. Okay, that should be good. Now what I can do, I can try to just simply call these functions. So this is the void functions. It does not have any value. Actually, we just call the function so that it will be just printed out this one. Okay, you could see it is printing out. Now I can call it n number of time. Okay, 6 time I have called, so 6 time it will be there. Learn TypeScript. Now tomorrow my requirement is there to change it to JavaScript. So what I can do, I will only go to the functions whenever is there, and I will change it to JavaScript. So automatically everywhere it is called is updating JavaScript. So no need to do the manual intervention. So therefore tomorrow I need to change it to Java. So I'll simply update it here, and automatically wherever is being called will be updated. So that is the beauty of the function. That is the reason it is called reusable component. So no need to worry about that. Wherever is being called, it will be automatically updated. Okay. So this is the way we can create the functions. Functions can have some argument, cannot have some argument, can have the return type, cannot have some return type. It can have be void also. Okay. So this is the void function we discussed already about. So in TypeScript, the void type indicates that the function does not return a value. It is used to indicate that the function perform an action, a side effect, but does not produce the result that need to be captured or used somewhere. It can call and we can just do the operation, but we cannot have some that result we cannot store in somewhere, right? So they perform actions or computations without producing a test result that need to be captured. Commonly used for side effect like logging, modifying external state, or triggering asynchronous operation. They enhance the code readability. So that is the way you can do it. Okay. Another functions we can try to just use it. Mm, let's write one more functions. So this is the another functions. You can just try to with the void type. Okay. So display even number, right? Where what we are trying to do? We are again using the for loop, and we are using for I plus plus. If after dividing 2, remainder is 0, that means is even number. So I am trying to just go for till 20 and see what is the way it's happening. Output is coming. You could see 0, 2, 4, all the even number is coming. Now if you change it to call till 15 you want to do, and you want to get only the odd number. So here instead of that one you can just change not equal to 0. That's all. So that whenever remainder is not 0, that is the like odd number. Instead of the even number you can change it to odd number. So that will be better till 15. So this is the way it is returning. Right, void. You could see now 1, 3, 5, 7, all the odd number is coming. So that is the in the real time you can use this kind of stuff to have your program ready. Okay. Now another stuff for this method, like we can use it this one to create the very simple method. I think we already used, but let's see. Yeah, functions name learn programming. Sorry, this one is not required. Yeah, yeah. Functions learn programming. What we are passing as a name as a parameter, string type, and then we are trying to add it here using dollar sign. And this is called tilde function or backstick or called string literal. So that is the reason I'm trying to cover it here only. And here we can pass it, right, like that. And we can call it again. Okay, like instead of TypeScript, we can make it JavaScript. So it will be giving me JavaScript here. Output will be coming. So that is the same function I can call it n number of time with changing the parameter. Because here we are passing the parameter and is giving the return type also. So that is the returning. It is return type, returning. And you could see TypeScript, JavaScript. So same way I can pass the argument value, whatever way I want to call it. Okay, this is the functions and this is the void functions. Now let's see the without returning value and with returning value. So in function, parameter are placeholder defined in the functions, while argument are the actual value user pass when calling the function. Okay, so whenever function is some returning something, this part you already seen, returning, return value. This is called returning value. But sometimes function cannot return. Void is one of the type functions, but sometimes it cannot return the value. Let's see any of the implementation. So very simple way I can create the functions. Okay, let's run it. Yeah, you could see. So this is the function name. I can given the give name as greet, whatever name you can give it, and this is the variable, right? Argument you want to pass. This is called argument or parameters. What type you want to pass it, right? You can do it, and this is the output type also, right? What type you can expect it. Okay, then it is giving me the result. So we are using it. Now in case you want to pass something other way, right? Let's copy it and let's try to do in the other way, called number. Called something called print age, like that way. Print age. So here I can give something called variable name called age. Okay, here it will be number. Here also it will be number. Here I can give it something called age. And here, okay, the person age. And here I can call it this method and it should be number. So no stop, right? Maybe 30. So output will be coming as the percentage 30. Let's run it. Let's see. Yeah, you could see percentage is 30. So that is the way you can just try to check it, right? Whether the person is a male, female, right? You can pass it, right? So that is the way what the boolean. Okay, called check gender. Okay, here I can keep something called gender. Here you can give it boolean. Okay, or maybe okay, gender you can check that whether is male or right, uh, is male, like that. So gender, okay, you can give it boolean. Here also you can give it boolean. Sorry. Okay, called is male. Okay, it will be true or false. Then you can give something called pass is male, true or false. This person is male, it will be giving you that person male. Yes, true. You could see person is male, true. Or you can give it false, so that is the way you can check it. So here these are the kind of stuff where you are trying without returning value. It does not having returning any value, you cannot store it somewhere. You can just check that stuff. But you can have some functions where you can return the value. So return statement is used to send result back from a function. When return executes, the function stop running at that point. The return value can be stored in a variable or used directly, whatever way you can do it. So let's try to do it. Very functions called okay, called function called multiply. Okay, here what we can do, we can try to multiply say two variable. Okay, multiply x comma y comma z, all are number. Okay, multiply is the function, so we can go the number, then we can try to return. Okay, return x multiplied y multiplied z. That's all. Okay, now we need to call the function. So what we can call it? Multiply. Okay, and here I can pass the value called 2 comma 5 comma 10. So what will the value will be coming? Number, right? You could see number. So what I can do, I can store in some number here. Okay, any variable. Let multiply result colon number equal to. Then I can try to call it. The multiplication of three number is this, like that. So let's see what's happening here. Yeah, you could see 100. 2 into 5 into 10 is 100. So that is the way. Directly I can call it here also, like that way. Otherwise, you can store in some variable so that this variable I can use n number of time. Tomorrow, instead of that only variable value, if that one I also multiply by 20. That is also possible, na? That is the reason dates I can store in some variable, then I can use it. So 100 into 20 will be 2000, na? So this is not only using, this is only storing some variable. So that also function value I can call it n number of time later. Okay, so this is the way your functions will work. Now you can see one or two more example of this kind of function with return type or without return type. Okay, so this is the very important stuff, right? Okay, primarily we can try to create a variable, okay, for functions called get full name, where we can try to give the first name, middle name, and last name. First name is string, middle name, all this part. Then I can return all the name together. Okay, so that is the way I can do it. So it will be coming as all the name together. This is the full name. I can say this is the full name. If you do not give anything, right, it will be coming this one. It will be throwing the error or not. See, yeah, it is coming Lahul Sharma undefined, because that value is there, you did not define. You can remove this middle name also, that will be fine completely. So that is the way simply you can change it easily. So it will be something like Rahul Sharma. There is no error. So this is the way, right? You can create some functions. The function is nothing but the reusable component. I can use it n number of time, and whenever it is being called, it will be updated. Functions can have void type, and functions can, we can pass some parameter argument. Functions can have with return type or with return type. Okay, this is the way function will be playing a pivotal role, primarily in the TypeScript or JavaScript or any other program. So let's recapture one more time whatever we learned today. Then any questions I will take it up. So we learned about these four important special type today, like any, any can hold any kind of data type. It can be boolean, number, or string. That is the reason you can make it any. Unknown is pretty much similar to any, but the thing is that it can hold a value of any type, but unlike any, user cannot perform any operations on an unknown variable or access its properties without first narrowing its type using the type checks or assertion. Then void type primarily used in the functions or methods where it cannot have any return types. They never, right, whenever any kind of primarily functions we are using where there might be an error or infinite loop, we can try to use a never, because never type represent a set of values that indicate something that will never occur. String, in the last class you already discussed, but what are the different operations you can do on the string? Length, we can get the length, we can join two more things using concat, we can try to convert to upper lowercase using two uppercase, two lowercase, we can get the caret, index of, we can get the substring using slice, we can try to replace a string portions using replace, we can split the string, we can try to check whether any word or string is there included, we can try to repeat the string n number of time, we can try to check the end with or start with, in case any white space leading or trailing space is there, we can try to trim them using trim, trim start or trim end. Then in TypeScript, there are a couple of operators available. So an operator is unary whenever there is single operand. Unary operator might be binary whenever there is two operand. Arithmetic operations, all the like addition, subtraction, multiplication, all this stuff you can do it. For comparison operation, we can try to check getter less, getter equal, less equal to, or like loose equality or strict equality or loose inequality or strict equality. Then for the assigning operator, we can assign and we can do the operations and assigning the value, like add, assign, subtract, assign, multiply, assign, divide, assign, remainder and assign, exponentiation and assign. Logical operator, where we can try to logically perform operations based on the logical expression, like logical not, and or we can do it. Ternary operator is very much condensed of if else part using a single file. Okay, this TypeScript ternary operator improves readability when making quick decisions using that question mark sign. Okay, in Java, conditional statement primarily used to execute different block of code based on the weather specific conditions, right? Especially used for to control the flow of the program by inserting verification point or error handling. Primary five conditional statement available in TypeScript, like if else, nested if else if or else if ladder, and switch case. So if statement is used to already specify block of TypeScript code to be executed if the condition is met or true, and else part we can like add as an optional. Okay, so an if statement can be followed by an optional else statement. Else statement is used to specify a block of code to be executed if the condition is not met or false as well. Whereas if else if ladder or else if statement primarily used to check for multiple condition. It will be else if, and at the end it will be else. Nothing is matched, it will go for the else if part. Then switch case is nothing similar to if else but it is more structured way. Like each cases we can denote as a different cases, and cases can be surround added or end with the statement or the break point or the break statement. Break is optional though, but in case you are not using break, your condition is matching, still all the remaining cases also will be executed. In TypeScript, like loops plays a very pivotal role. Whenever you want to repeat the same thing again and again, you can go for the loop. Whenever your number of condition is fixed, you can go with the for loop. Whenever number of condition is not fixed or indefinite, you can go with the while or do while loop. While loop primarily works when first check the condition, it will execute it. If the nothing is matched, it will just simply not print anything. But do while loop will be always executed one time irrespective of the condition is matching or not. Then it will try to check the condition. After that, in case condition is not matching, then it will be terminate. And those kind of loop, right, we can try to control with the help of the break and continue keyword. Break is nothing but as and when, right, we are using the break and break is condition is matching, immediately it will terminate the loop using the break. But continue means as and when condition is matching, it will skip those conditions, it will again resume from the next condition. Okay, TypeScript functions is nothing but like same thing. I want to repeat it again and again. This is called reusability. So that is the way I can have the TypeScript function. So TypeScript function is a reusable block of code that primarily take input, processes it, and return an output. Strong types typing makes TypeScript function safer, reducing runtime error and improving maintainability. Whether user is defining function, passing them as an argument, or using asynchronous await, TypeScript ensure correctness through its type system. So functions can normally you can create it with value, without value, with parameter, without parameter, or with void type also. So that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.